how does it make you feel knowing that you slept on floorboards which had body parts underneath it? I said, why didn't you smell it? And he said, because you don't expect to go back to a bloke's house that smelled dead bodies. He met him in the Black Hat pub. Dennis Nilsen brought him a few drinks. They talked. Dennis Nilsen listened and listened. Carl opened up and Dennis Nilsen was able to reel him in. You know, the pub's shutting. I don't live far. We'll have a few drinks. And that's why he ended up with him.
Carl, of course, had no reason to suspect that the man he went home with would try to strangle and drown him as he slept. But when he crossed paths with Nilsen in May 1982, Nilsen had already murdered 13 young men. And in fact, Carl would be one of the few to make it out of his flat alive. Do you remember when he came out?
Yeah, that was about 75. I remember I was in bed and there was this big commotion going on. So I've come down the stairs and everything, seen my dad there, and all I heard my mum turn around was, now tell your dad what you've just told me. So he just turned around and looked at my dad and said, I'm gay. Oh, my dad just looked at me and said, is this true? And Carl said, yeah. What are you going to do about it? And he said, I'll wash my hands of you, and walked out. And that was it. My brother never had a relationship with my dad after that. He never came home and told us. He basically used to phone up, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, going on about someone had tried to kill him. And he was actually drunk out of his head, and we're going, that's just Carl fantasising again. And, so we just brushed it off, hung the phone up on him, done whatever. At one point, I've actually pulled the lines out so we wouldn't hear the phone ringing. We didn't know, we just thought he was drunk and he was making up stories.
My mum used to say, oh, don't be silly, they're just dreams. People were saying that it was all in his head anyway, so he started drinking to try and drown the dreams, the reliving of it every day.
In the end, it was actually Carl's dreams that finally led the Nilsen investigation team to him. A few weeks before the trial, detectives received a tip-off that tallied with information Nilsen had given them about a man he'd attacked.
We got a phone call. I think it was from, I'm not sure, it was from a nurse now whose husband was a PC. That there's this guy that keeps on saying that he was strangled and held under, and and was so close to death, and he has these weird dreams about it, and he's really psychologically not well now. Nilsen had told us about an attempted murder victim. And then Carl Stotter related this dream about being strangled and about being held under in a bath and a dog licking him. And I said to him, well, actually, what happened to you did really happen.
I said, well, why didn't you go to the police? And he said, I did go to the police. He said, I went down, he said, and they brushed it off as a lover's tiff. I didn't know what to say. It was like, why would they do that? When he's got a zip mark around his neck, his eyes are all bloodshot. Why would they do that? Because he was gay. He was almost in tears when he turned around and told me that he did. He said, I'm not lying, Paul. He said, I did tell the police.
He reported it. There was nothing written down or anything like that because no one took him seriously. He was gay. He was brushed under the carpet. Oh, it's just a lover's tiff. It's what you gay people get up to.